Are you a Marine and just got your PCS orders out to Hawaii, but wondering, what am I supposed to do when I get there? Well, in this video, we're gonna cover pretty much everything, so stick around to get all the details. See you on the other side. All right, guys, like I mentioned out here for my Marines, we're gonna go over exactly what you're gonna wanna do once you arrive out here in Hawaii. Now, before we jump into that, let me quickly introduce myself. If this is your first time here, my name is Patrick Longley. I'm a licensed real estate agent out here in Hawaii, helping buyers, sellers, and investors, but more importantly, service members like yourself with their real estate needs. If you guys have any questions about PCSing, buying, selling, renting, whatever it is, feel free to reach out to me. I got my contact information right here, or you can directly DM me on any of my social media platforms. With that being said, let's jump into the process of PCSing out here if you are in the Marines. The first thing you're gonna wanna do as soon as you step off that plane is go to baggage claim number 19. That's number 19. This is where all the branches will go, and this is where you're gonna look for a kiosk where there's gonna be someone there at the kiosk who's basically going to direct you on what your next steps are for the processing transition. They're going to give you your in-processing schedule, your documentation, tell you what your COLA, your TLA, your per diem is, and pretty much anything and everything you need to know right there at baggage claim 19. The second thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna get yourself a car. Now, you may have timed it perfectly, which I doubt this is the case because it usually takes a while to get your vehicle at the actual shipping yard. But if you already have your car, you can go get it from the shipping yard, usually over at Sand Island, or you're most likely going to have to rent a car. Now, if you're going to rent a car, you basically have two options. You can, of course, use Turo, which is always a great option. And I find it's generally a little bit cheaper than the big wigs of the companies like Alamo or Dollar, but that leads me into my second option, which is, of course, you can go rent from Alamo or Dollar or one of those big companies. We have pretty much all of them out here. Now, once you get out into basically where people are getting picked up, you'll see there'll be a bunch of buses where it basically has the company name on it, Dollar or Alamo or what have you. You're gonna get on that bus, it's gonna take you to the parking lot, you're gonna get your vehicle, and that would lead us into your next step. You're going to go to your hotel, and keep in mind, when you're at that kiosk, they're probably gonna have some rules and regulations of what you can do and where you can go. There are most likely ROMs or restrictions of movement. So just make sure you keep that in mind, because sometimes you can get in trouble if you actually are enjoying the beach when you're supposed to be actually staying in your hotel until you actually get your processing orders. But I'll leave that up to you. Now, the next thing you're probably wondering is, where is the Marine Corps Base? Well, the Marine Corps Base is actually called the Kaneohe Marine Corps Base, but it's actually kind of more in Kailua. Now, you actually have two gates that you can enter from. You have the Kailua gate, which is over by Safeway, and then you have the main gate, which is right by the side of the H3 access. So you can actually take the H3 and it'll shoot you right in, directly in to the Marine Corps Base access. Now, inside the Marine Corps Base, there's actually some great amenities. You have a couple restaurants, you have a bowling alley, they have an amazing golf course. I'm a huge golfer, so I always love golfing there. And of course, they have one of the most beautiful beaches on the island. You have Pyramid Rock and North Beach. Now, what you'll notice is there's also a ton of beautiful homes out in the Marine Corps Base, and that's something that you're gonna have to decide, and this is another big one for you, is deciding whether you're going to live on post or off post. Now, I have a video right here that goes over the pros and cons of both situations. The on-post housing at the Marine Corps Base is actually pretty nice if you actually get one of those homes, depending on your rank and what's available, but there tends to be a long waiting list. So you're definitely gonna wanna check in with the on-housing department. I believe it's called the Island Palms Communities. That's who you're gonna wanna reach out to get on that list if you plan on living on post. Now, if you are gonna live on post, you don't usually get to pick which house you want. Again, it's dependent on what's available in your rank. So they'll basically just give you what's available. Now, if you decide you want to live off post, these are some of the communities or areas I would suggest you live in if you're in the Marines and you're going to be going to work every single day. The first place, and probably the closest to base, is going to be Kailua. Now, Kailua is actually the town that I live in. Absolutely beautiful. Also has some of the most beautiful beaches in the world and tons of activities. Again, I've got a video right here that goes over the pros and cons of Kailua, so make sure you check that out. But if you're looking to rent or purchase a place out here, if you're looking to purchase a single family home, the median sales price for a single family home right now in Kailua in 2023 is $1.3 million. So it ain't cheap to live in paradise, especially in Kailua. If you're looking to purchase a condo, the median sales price right now in 2023 in Kailua is $675,000. Now, if you're looking to rent a place, it really depends on how close you are to the beach, how big it is. So what I would suggest is just go on rent.com or Zillow, but you could probably expect for a studio, probably somewhere around $1,800 plus. And as you go up in size, it obviously can increase. Now, the second place you want to check out is Kaneohe. Now, Kaneohe is right around the corner. It doesn't offer the beautiful beaches of Kailua, Honolulu, but you do have the Kaneohe Bay, which does offer the sandbar, which is a really cool thing to experience. You can sometimes, basically, if you get your license over at the Marine Corps base, you can actually take and rent one of their boats out there, which is really fun. Or you can, of course, kayak out there, but it's always a lot of people out there enjoying themselves, having a couple drinks and taking in the beautiful views. And sometimes you can see some stingrays and hammerhead sharks, which is pretty cool. But Kaneohe itself is a cool little town. It basically has lots of lush landscaping because it's close to the Ko'olau mountain range. You do tend to get a little bit more rainfall because you are close to those mountains, but you do, with the more rainfall, get more lushness. You also have easy access to the Likelike Highway and also the H3 freeway, which will get you into town pretty darn quick. Now, the drive to Kaneohe, to the Marine Corps base, depending how deep in Kaneohe you are, could be anywhere from about 5 to 15 minutes. Again, depends on how deep in Kaneohe you're actually located. Now, if you're looking to purchase a single family home out in Kaneohe, the median sales price right now is $900,000. Now, if you're looking to purchase a condo in Kaneohe, you can expect about $550,000 being the median sales price. Now, if you're looking to rent a place in Kaneohe, once again, you're probably expecting anywhere from about $1,200 for a studio and up, depending on the size of the home. Now, the third place I would suggest you living, if you like that town lifestyle, is living in town. And when I reference town, I mean Honolulu, Waikiki area. You can basically live in Honolulu, live in Waikiki, find yourself a studio or one bedroom. You know, studios and one bedrooms, if you're looking to buy one, is probably somewhere between $300 and $500. And if you're looking for a 2-bedroom, you're probably looking somewhere between $450 to $650 plus. And the drive from town to the Marine Corps base is usually about 30-45 minutes, but it's a good option, especially for single service members who want to live in that town life and kind of live that life of where you're kind of in it, where you've got plenty of restaurants around, things you can do, great walkability score. That's going to be a good option for you. But if you want to live in kind of a small town family feel, you don't want to be surrounded by skyscrapers, Kailua and Kaneohe is a great option for you. All right, guys, well, that's a quick breakdown of what you're going to do when you actually arrive here, and also where you may want to live, and a little bit of range of how much it would cost to live in those areas if you're living off post. Now, if you guys have any general questions or you just want to talk story, feel free to contact me. I've got my contact information right here, or you can directly DM me on any of my social media platforms. And if you could do me a huge favor, if you got any value from this content, smash that like button, as well as click the subscribe and notification bell so you get notified whenever I drop videos just like this. And check out these 2 videos. They will probably help you with your transition over to Hawaii. With that being said, I'm Patrick with PatrickLongleyRealty.com, powered by eXp Realty. Hope you have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you soon. Aloha.